Dogs around that. Let's take you to the papers this morning with theologian Vicky Beeching. Gillian's laughing at me. And the deputy editor of the Express, Michael Booker. Last time today. Nice to see you once again. We're living longer, Vicky.
We are. So this is brand new statistics that have come out from the Office of National Statistics saying that we are likely to live 8 years longer on average. It's a prediction for the next 50 years. And apparently we're going to see such a soar in our life expectancy that we're only going to be behind Japan. They're going to be the only nation, the Japanese, who live longer than us. At the moment you can see up there the differences in life expectancy for men and women. So if you're a woman, you're likely to live to the age of 90 by 2062. If you're a man, 87.3. So it's a significant increase, but I think it also raises big questions about how we're actually going to care for people if we're going to live longer. Because, you know, with all the problems with pensions, the increase in dementia, healthcare, planning for the future, it sounds like good news, but it actually might not be good news.
Imagine the boredom.
Yeah, I mean, it's good news if you're happy and healthy.
And financially viable for a long time.
But it's why we're living longer, isn't it? Because if it's a natural evolution, does that not mean that we are going to be naturally healthier and fitter and mentally
that's
agile?
the hope. That is the hope. As long
What
as,
I don't quite get with this is you look at that table from now as well, and where are all the Mediterranean countries? Do you know we always talked about the Mediterranean diet, and this is the one that makes you live forever?
Yeah.
Isn't that what the pasta companies tell you?
Well, yeah. Well, where are they on these things? You know, this is the healthy lifestyle we're supposed to live. They all popped the clogs years ago, apparently, and we just keep on going. So does that mean chops and brown sauce, the British diet? That's the one you've got to go for, because it is all dietary and things like that. We're told.
Pie and peas.
Pie and peas.
Japan are very high in the 2062, so maybe it's all about sushi. I'd quite like it if it was.
Oh, well, that's the
raw
thing,
fish. Maybe.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of sugar in their diet.
They don't. No.
There you go.
I'm surprised not to see the Mediterranean.
Eat British?
Yeah.
Mind you, we shouldn't worry, because we're not going to live to see that. We're going to live to, well, me and you, Mick, we're going to live to we're about 79.3.
Good innings. Yeah.
I'm planning on going for ages.
Yeah, don't blame me. Actually, I've no intention of going early, but you never know.
Yeah,
never know. It's true.
Bill Gates is the world's most popular man.
Apparently, there's a balmy poll in the Times today. I do like it when people do polls for no apparent reason, but they've polled thousands of people from across the world, various different countries. Bill Gates, most popular, most admired person in the entire world. Now, brilliantly, at number 3 is Vladimir Putin. So
yes, which is very odd.
So I think that a number of Russians may have voted in this as well. Obviously, Pope Francis does very well generally in the world and across the world. Pope Francis is number 3 in the UK admiration list, which I think is just below the world list there.
But Nigel Farage is at 16.
Nigel Farage is the most admired MP. He's not an MP, is he? Politician in the UK, which just goes to show what people think of politicians at the moment. And interestingly, in the UK poll alone, out of 1,000 people who were polled, David Cameron only came up once. Ed Miliband, not at all. So it just goes to show what people think of politicians as well. So Angelina Jolie does very well in every country as well, because she's second in Brazil.
Why?
Well, that's the thing. It's the perception of her is that she goes around the world healing conflicts and things like that. And I know she does a lot with charities, and there's been some mine charity stuff. So people are very warm to her because of that. Barack Obama, as you can imagine, does very well.
He does very well in several countries, doesn't he? Nigeria, Indonesia, France.
I think that a lot of religious people are doing quite well in general. Yeah. See the Dalai Lama and Billy Graham's very, very popular in the States.
Yeah.
I like the way that we've got Beyonce at number 23, because she's hot.
Honestly, it's completely bonkers, though, isn't it, that people just lap up these ideas of everything. Edward Snowden. I mean, I know he's obviously been in the news an awful lot, but do people really know what he's been saying?
I do. Well, exactly. I do love the fact that Putin's straight in at number 3 in the world. Well done.
But also, good if you're a Pussy Riot fan.
At number 6, Xi Jinping.
We know exactly who they surveyed, who sent these things back.
He's only been in position for less than 12 months. Oh, yeah, Xi Jinping. We love him. It's extraordinary. To the Telegraph, Vicky, stolen hospital beds.
This is crazy. So hospitals are saying they lose £400,000 a year in linens. So mainly sheets, but also gowns and other items. And people are apparently stealing their sheets and their gowns and their linens after their visit.
To take a
So they're going to
Depends on where it's from as well, doesn't it?
But they're basically going to put radio frequency tags on these things to try and save this £400,000 a year. They're saying some of them are thrown away if they're soiled and stuff and beyond repair. But most of them, people just think, it's been a nice stay, a little memento, put it in my bag.
I want that gown that opens at the back.
I just can't think of anything that I would want less than a scratchy hospital sheet.
Blood stains.
Gosh.
Yeah, this sheet that someone has potentially died in.
It shows how maybe we've become a kleptomaniac nation to an excess if we continue.
It's not like being in a hotel.
Flappy gown.
But
extraordinary.
It's not that you should fake things.
That's what they're having to do.
Isn't it odd? And those, I said those gowns. Last time I was in, honestly, I had a right job walking down to the theatre trying to keep that closed at the back.
They never do up, do they? Ever?
No, they never do up. They make you wear paper knickers.
Put them on the wrong way around to start with.
Paper pants.
Why would people steal these things? I
And,
don't understand.
That's really
A
bizarre.
flappy gown. Honestly. I might share you some of my hospital experiences on Twitter a bit later
Please.
on. Remarkable. We're losing childhood memories, Michael.
Yes, and if you try and remember, what's your earliest memory? What year, what age can you remember back to?
I can honestly, I can very slightly remember being in a pram.
No, really? Well,
Really?
It's
Were you in a pram when you were 6?
It's 6, yeah.
You are normal, according to this.
I was a late developer there.
There's been a study in Atlanta, Georgia, a college there, study into childhood amnesia, which is the phenomenon where you forget your earliest memories. And apparently the memories stop around about 7. So most people can remember back to about 7.
And that's
then
it.
after that, your memories, they did it with kids. And as they got to about 7, when they got to about 8 or 9, the cut-off started to get to about 7 when they could remember back to. Before then, they could remember being in their prams if you talked to them when they were 3, 4, 5. And then after 7, it starts to fade.
Isn't that funny? And I've got a very vivid image of my grandfather, and he died when I was 2.
Oh.
This is like a counselling session.
Because
Tell us more about that.
I remember.
He's telling me to crunch up a polo.
Well, that's okay.
I remember
No,
a
I'll
5th
crunch it
birthday
up.
party, but what I don't know is whether that memory's taken from the photos that I've seen of it, or whether
That's the
I
photos,
really
isn't it?
remember
That's a
it.
really good point.
I'm not sure.
And again, you, all techie with your social media and everyone taping everything these days,
Exactly.
you'll never be able to forget anything. will you?
Yeah,
No.
if you're a
You'll
kid
be able to
now, I
forget.
think it's very different.
Yes.
I have a lot of memories from being 6. 6 was when I sort of managed to suddenly do a lot of things, like riding a bike, and I can't remember what it was, but my mum said 6 was like this big year for me where I suddenly got myself together and managed to do a lot of things. So I do remember learning to ride a bike. Got my MBA,
Show off. It's mate, it's funny. So I've got the best memory. Apart from that, I can't remember anything for like when I was at college or.
No.
My friend Sue is always telling me off because she's always going on about stuff, and I never remember,
can't remember?
any of it. No,
If only we'd had digital cameras back then.
no, this is true. You see,
All
But,
that time ago.
The college years could be
No,
another
didn't have
reason
mobiles
behind
or anything when I was at college, or email or anything
Yeah, the
else.
lack of memory could be alcohol related.
True.
But we won't talk about that.
No, let's not. I want final look, actually, Vicky, at the dog.
Benny.
Like, I'm being told off because we should be going to a break.
Oh no, we
but
must look at Benny.
You can't miss this. Benny the Springer Spaniel. We've obviously had terrible weather lately. This is one photo that brings a bit of cheer to the wind that we've been experiencing. This was him leaping up to catch a ball, looking like he's standing on 2 legs and his ears blowing back in the wind. He is much loved. He comes from Jersey, and he's now very much a viral canine on the internet. That picture of him with his ears being blown back has gone everywhere in social media, and I think it's cheering people up.
lovely. It's nice to see where he comes from and becoming a famous.
It's a great picture.
He's on show.
Exactly.
Love it. But there he is with his own. Well,
Dance for
actually,
us,
that's
dog. We humans need amusing.
Cheering up because of the
Isn't
weather.
it lovely? Absolutely love it. We're going to take a short break because I'm being told off. We're back with more papers for you in just a moment. So we're looking through the papers with Vicky and with Michael. I want to have a look at, just for the fun of it, The Independent this morning. Connor Burns, he's an MP. I've known Connor for a very long time, long before he was an MP. So it's nothing political in it. But just to do that with his face, which is quite nice because it's just rather hilarious. It's all about MPs and their haircuts.
Yeah, he spends between £10 and £12 on his haircut, apparently. This is all on the back of the fact that David Cameron's chappie who does his hair cost him £90. He got an MBE this week in the honours.
£90 for a
Did
haircut.
he?
£90 for that
Why?
haircut. Clegg Mr. Clegg is next to him. He spends £20 on his. The Independent have rang everyone up and said, how much do you spend on yours then if Cameron spends £90? He goes to, has his hair cut by Christian at Jam Hairdressers in Sheffield. It costs him £20.
I think this is a little bit unfair.
Yes. 60. They asked Alistair Burt, the Conservative for North East Bedfordshire. He said by email, thank you for your inquiry. Are you having a laugh? So he doesn't spend anything on it. I spend £9 at George the Barber's in Enfield.
£9?
£9, yeah.
Wow,
which
looking good.
looking at this, is £9 is what a lot of them. £9 that one. Yeah, it's a good one.
There you go. Mine's £22.50.
Look at that.
That's a lot.
Is it? It used to cost me 45 quid when I lived in London. It's the difference of moving out of London, 20 quid cheaper. On that delightful note, you may as well send us, if you're a fella this morning, let us know how much your hair cut. I'm quite interested to know, actually. At Sky Stephen, if you get a nice cheap cut and it's good, I might follow you up on that. It's been good to see you. Thank you all very much this morning for being here. Let's get a quick check on the weather with Isabel.